So yeah, recently I got a game, and by recently I meant just the other day, a game called Another Crab's Treasure, which is a Souls-like inspired by that of Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, Elden Ring, all those sort of games. So if you're a fan of this game, as you can say right off the bat, you probably end up liking this one. But if you don't know much about the Souls games, check this video out and it'll give you a guide as to whether you should. Now, this game is developed by Aggro Crab. This is one of their first games, if I remember correctly. I think it might be their biggest game yet. Um, I actually first heard of this game through their April Fool's thing, where they added a mode which made it sad and depressing to make it more fitting with most Dark Souls games, which is pretty funny, if you ask me. So yeah, let's get right on into the reviewing part.
We also added Arno Londo. Fuck it.
So let's talk about the graphics. The graphics, very stylized art, very bright colors, the main character himself, Krill, who's named so because it's Krill or be Krilled. Um, yeah, I got distracted because of a bad joke. Um, So yeah, it's very stylish. Krill himself is very bright. He's bright orange. Look around the ocean; it's very bright blue. That's at least in the beginning. At least like after you go underwater, it's very bright. The sand is yellow. Out of what I've played so far, of course, I only played about like an hour or so. Um, but yeah, the game is very stylized. As I said before, it's not really going for a realistic look. That wouldn't really look right for a crab game like this. And as well as that, it is rated like teens, if I remember correctly. So a stylized crab slicing up other crustaceans wouldn't look very good for the kiddos. So yeah, game does look pretty good though. I will say, it's as I said before, bright, colorful, all that. Um, the character designs I really like. There isn't, if I remember correctly, there's fish. The fish so far, like the most realistic as I get, maybe. It's been like I've only played a little bit today. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much all I have to really say for graphics. Why do I have my headphones got caught? So yeah, let's talk about the gameplay.
If we could control this, that'd be like beautiful ketamine speedrun strats, but I just don't think there's any controlling this.
Now, of course, as I said before, this game's inspired a lot by Dark Souls. It's got, your rolling. There's a lot of rolling so far. That's where I'm at. You got slicing. If you're on controller, which you should be, it's R1. Um, of course, you got focus and all that sort of stuff, which is standard in Dark Souls games. Even half Souls likes, Souls lights. That's really as close as you can get. Such as Jedi Fallen Order, they also had that, and Survivor as well. They also had similar features, and of course you also have the bonfires, which are just which is shells that you can just stay in. To DNA strands, I don't remember fully, but yeah. Now the game actually has a pretty interesting mechanic, which reminds me a lot of Zelda, specifically the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, where you have shells, right? And the thing is though, these shells can deteriorate, they lose health, and if they break, you have to find yourself a new one, or else you won't be able to block, which is a bit of a struggle. Now, at least for the boss, which I've beaten so far, um, you're around a bunch of uh, soda cans, so you always have them. But I'm gonna make a presumption that at least later on you're probably not gonna have that opportunity. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good idea for a game like that. It makes two genres that are not really combined much. Souls like an adventure, specifically a fantasy Zelda sort of. adventure. Like I know Jedi Survivor and Fallen Order are considered adventure games, but they don't have that, and they are like also considered Souls likes, but they're not that much in either. That doesn't, I don't think, really fits the same way another Crab's Treasure does. So yeah, now on to the third part I want to talk about, which is the writing. Now, if you see my Saints Row video, I didn't really talk about the writing, if I remember correctly, that much. The writing in that game is bad, by the way. It's like, it like sounds like like student film tier. So yeah, um, one thing though, this game actually has good writing. This game is very reminds me of, if you've heard of Conquer. Conquer's Bad Fur Day, um, except it's not saying slurs. Oh, I don't think he says slurs in those games. I haven't played it. I just know the stuff about it. Um, so yes, it's like you get the entire plot of the game, at least as far as I know, is that you're trying to get your house back because of tax evasion. You committed tax evasion and then you lost your home to a loan shark. That's right, a literal shark comes up and he's like, "Yo, pay your taxes." And you're like, "No, what are taxes? Because you're a crab. I'm supposed to know what taxes are. Because you're a crab." And like, it's just so goofy. I love it. As well as that, I quite like. Why is there a fly? But yeah, as well as that, I quite like the acting so far. And I think the whoever did Krill is pretty good. It reminds me of Ash Ketchum, which is sort of makes sense because it's a Krill is very childlike, as what I've noticed before, and as well as that, he's just on an adventure, so sort of similar to Ash in a way. I don't know, sort of just yapping at this point. So yeah, should you get a Crab's Treasure? And if you liked any of the stuff they said before, then probably yeah, you might like it. If you never played a Souls game, this is a pretty good entry point. I've only played Elden Ring in my life out of all the Souls likes. I've played Fallen Order and of a bit of Survivor, but like I said before, they're more Souls lights, if anything. So yeah, now don't now I'm gonna be in that closet right there, the wardrobe, while I wait for Hades 2 to release.